This time of year can feel heavy. It can feel heavy, it can feel lonely, it can feel sad, there can be a lot of grief, there can be a lot of heartbreak. Life might not be what you wanted it or what you would have hoped it to be. And sometimes that can make us feel a little bit stuck in our body, a little bit stuck in our being. Welcome to the Pelvic Power Podcast. My name is Penny, and I am the host of this lovely space. I am a pelvic floor yoga teacher who teaches people with pelvic pain how to use movement, breathwork, and body awareness to ease and manage their pain while living a pleasurable life. In this space, we'll be talking about all things taboo because we love it, and how to support your lovely pelvis and your lovely self on this journey that you are on. I am very happy that you are here, and I hope that you enjoy this episode. Welcome back to another episode of the Pelvic Power Podcast. I am very excited that you are here today. As I'm recording this, it's the days between Christmas, the days where you don't know what day it is, you don't know what's happening, you just want to sleep and eat cookies and watch movies and live your best life. That's what you want. As I'm recording this, it's actually my sister's birthday. So happy birthday, dear sister. You are absolutely fabulous, and I miss you so much. I haven't seen her in a year and a half. Happy birthday. I hope you're having the best day. As this episode is released, it's officially a new year. So happy new year to the rest of you. I'm very excited. I'm very happy that you are joining me into 2026. 2025 was a blip. It was a blip. We write it off. It did not count. We're moving on to 2026. As I sat down to plan today's podcast episode, I wasn't really sure what I wanted to talk about. All I knew that is it's a new year. We need a little bit of supportive energy, a little bit of oomph. So that's what I'm bringing you today. Today I'm going to share, I actually have a list. I have a list today. I'm going to share 26 things, because it's 2026, things that you can do for your body, your pelvis, your being right now. So these are very easy, very mindful ways that you can support yourself right now. Doesn't require a lot of effort. They're kind of small reminders. So as we're going through this episode, I invite you to really check in with yourself as I'm talking about these things and how you can do these things right now. Perhaps maybe you feel called to press pause and do the thing, or maybe you can do it while you're listening to the episode. Completely up to you. But just a couple of things, 26 things that you can do to support yourself right now. Little reminders. I'm very excited about this episode, so let's dive into it. The first thing I put on the list, these are no order or anything. These were just things that popped up for me as I was sitting down thinking about the episode, what I wanted to bring you today, what came forth. So the first thing is shake/dance. Move your body around. This time of year can feel heavy. It can feel heavy, it can feel lonely, it can feel sad, there can be a lot of grief, there can be a lot of heartbreak. Life might not be what you wanted it or what you would have hoped it to be. And sometimes that can make us feel a little bit stuck in our body, a little bit stuck in our being. And shaking, dancing is one way to really shift the energy around. So just stand up, shake it out, let it go. Put on your favorite song. Put on some headphones if you need any inspiration on what songs that could kind of bring forth the energy that might feel stuck in you. Feel free to send me a DM or send me an email. I can send you a little list of songs that I use when I'm feeling pretty stuck, feeling pretty depleted, feeling like I have a hard time connecting with my intuition. These are some songs that I listen to. And then I just shake it out. I dance, I scream, I shout, just to get back into a rhythm, get back into feeling something else besides overwhelm or constriction or feeling like blah. So that's the first point today. Shake, and dance. Our second one is right now, you're listening to this, either you're out walking, either you're standing in your kitchen, either you're driving, wherever you might be, notice your posture. Notice your posture right now. And is there anything that you can adjust to make yourself, one, even more comfortable, or two, to make it more supportive for your pelvis? So right now I am sitting here. What can I adjust right now to support my pelvis? Okay, I can prop myself up a little bit more because I was sitting a little bit more onto my tailbone, and I know that that usually causes me more pain. How can you support yourself more, not just in the physical body, but also in the energetical body? So how are you showing up today as you're sitting right now? If you think about the person that you want to become, the person that you see yourself becoming, the person that you're working towards on any level that may be for you, whatever that level that may be for you, how would that person show up? How would they sit right now? What kind of energy are you inviting in? This is something that I talk about a lot in my yoga classes, especially when we land in mountain pose, because if you've practiced yoga before, you're landing in mountain pose, and I see this in class all the time. So we're there to practice yoga, and yoga is so much more than just a physical poses. So once you land in mountain pose and I ask you, okay, do you want to grab some water or do you want to stay where you are? If you don't need to grab water, how can you make it more intentional? How can you make it more, okay, I've landed on my mat, I'm here for a reason. How can I show up with the energy that I actually want to leave with today? The energy that I know myself, that I have within myself, instead of adjusting my clothes or putting my hands on my hips and just standing there looking around, waiting. How can you make it more intentional? And this comes to everyday life. Okay, how are you supporting yourself right now? Besides the little shift that I did through my pelvis right now, I feel pretty open energetically, and that sits well with me. So just notice your posture, how you're showing up for yourself. And again, you can do this when you're sitting in the car. You can do this when you're standing in your kitchen. How are you walking right now? If you're out for a walk, are you actually looking up, greeting the day energetically, or are you gazing down? When you see people, do you tend to hover or crunch over? I don't even know what to say that, slouch over? Or do you meet them, look them in the eye, maybe give them a little smile? And this might be something that feels a little bit weird in your nervous system too, looking at people, smiling at people. This is something that I've actually been doing myself recently because I find it really hard. Sometimes I feel like I'm taking up too much space and I'm too much, because that's something that I've heard my entire life. Who do you think you are? Things like that. So I feel like I'm taking up too much space, or who do I think I am? And I'm kind of questioning that right now, and it makes me uncomfortable in a sense. Like it feels, a little bit dysregulating in my system. But also, I want to show up as my most authentic self, as my most strongest self, the person that I know that I am within myself. I don't want to hide. I don't want to make myself smaller to make other people feel comfortable. So this is something that I've been practicing as I've been going along every day now. And I'm going to let you in on a little thing. So I have a really hard time talking to really attractive people that I find really attractive. So recently I made it into a challenge. I look at them, I smile, and if I know them from somewhere, I've never spoken to them, I actually go up and I introduce myself. And it doesn't really matter if they're in a relationship, if they're single. This is just practice for myself. It has nothing to do with that person in question. I might not even be attracted to them or interested in them. They're just a good looking person. This is something that I do for myself to just challenge myself a little bit. I go up, introduce myself, make it awkward. How does that feel in my system? Because again, it makes it more fun. And I might feel a little bit uncomfortable in the moment, but then afterwards, I'm super proud of myself because I did something that was out of my comfort zone. And I actually showed up with an energy that I want to see within myself going forward. So if you are one of those people that have a hard time talking to attractive people, then I invite you to do the same. Just go up, introduce yourself, start a conversation, see what they have to say. It's a lot of fun. So that was number 2. Notice your posture, physically, energetically. How are you showing up? How are you supporting your pelvis, your body, your being? And the third one is, this one is something that you can do right now as you're listening to me. You can do this one as you are cutting up your little vegetables right now. Well, if you're holding on to a sharp knife, I probably wouldn't say that you would do this, but roll your feet. Grab a ball. This could be a tennis ball. I do not recommend a lacrosse ball. It's pretty hard. In our myofascial release classes, we use tune-up balls, so they're a little bit softer because it's more gentle on the fascia and the nervous system. But start to roll your feet. So this will help with your posture. How are you showing up when it comes to planting your feet on this earth? How are you letting your feet take up space? This will help with that. But also you're supporting your pelvis because your fascia, the fascia of your feet, is also connected to your pelvis. So this is one way that you can support your pelvis too, without actually zooming in on the pelvis itself. So start to roll your feet. Roll your feet once or twice a week. See how that shifts things within yourself. And then also start to notice if you have pain, for example, in the right hip. Are you noticing a shift within that? Are you noticing a referral pattern? What are you actually noticing within your body? Make it more fun. Make it more magical. Make it more you. How can we romanticize life? Start to roll out your feet. Romanticize your life. Fourth thing, practice beast breath, humming breath, bussing bee breath, whatever you want to call it. This is actually one of my favorite breathwork practices, breathwork techniques. So if you've never done breathwork before, this is a great way to start out. This one is really regulating for the nervous system because it's activating your parasympathetic nervous system through the vagus nerve. So your vagus nerve is the biggest nerve of the parasympathetic nervous system. And we're doing this by taking an inhale in through the nose. And then as you're exhaling, you're humming like a bee. So it's going to sound like this. So you're humming an om. So the word om, you've probably heard that before. In yoga, people are making fun of people that practice yoga, whatever that may be. But it's om, but with your mouth closed. So you're humming like a bee. It's going to start a vibration through your throat, throughout your body, throughout your being. And see if you can make the exhale a bit longer than the inhale. So you're really connecting, activating the parasympathetic nervous system. And you can practice this whenever. When you're going to go to bed, when you're waking up in the morning, whatever you feel called to. You can actually make it into a little bit of a practice to set yourself up for practicing your pelvic floor breathing as well. So I often talk about practicing your pelvic floor breathing in the morning. When I say pelvic floor breathing, that's your diaphragmatic breathing, but we're focusing on the pelvic floor in this space. So practicing your pelvic floor breathing in the morning, that might feel a little bit uncomfortable, something that you're not used to. Do your beast breath before that. Let yourself land in your breath first, regulate your nervous system, and then perhaps you will find it easier to connect with your pelvic floor through your breath. Now, the next one is kind of like, it's kind of the same sense, but also a little bit different. So sternum tapping, I've spoken about this one before, where you tap the sternum with your fingertips, or butterfly tapping. I'm going to place my microphone here on the table so that if you're watching me on YouTube, you can see this. So butterfly tapping is where you cross the arms and you're tapping at a slow rhythmic pace on top of your chest. So the left hand on top of the right hand on top of the left. And slow tapping. So the butterfly tapping, let me see if I can get this right. So it was actually my therapist who I learned this from. Butterfly tapping, it's really great to connect with both sides of the brain. And again, it's really regulating for the nervous system because you're connecting with the parasympathetic. And then sternum tapping, that one is a little bit more, you can do that out anywhere. It's a little bit more subtle, so to say. So if you're feeling anxious, if you feel like something might feel stuck in your chest, I know when I get anxious, it's often my chest. I like to tap on top of my chest with my fingertips. So on top of the sternum. And I also like to visualize that, okay, we're talking a lot about energy today, how you're showing up. Your heart is such a big part of what you are, who you are. If you feel constricted across your chest through your heart, I like to visualize myself. I'm tapping away on anything that might be stuck. So this might sound like a Disney movie, but imagine that there's glass across your chest and you're just like tapping away on the glass to really get to open that part up of yourself. So if you're feeling anxious, this is a really great technique that you can do for yourself. Now, I didn't place a lot of yoga poses on this list, a couple, because it was kind of hard to come up with 26 things that you can do just easily, because there's so many things that you can do, but they require a little bit more effort, a little bit more space, a little bit more time. But I put a couple yoga poses on here, a couple yoga moves, one of them being table rockbacks. So you're in a tabletop position and you're taking an inhale in your table. As you're exhaling, you're shifting back into a child's pose. And then you're inhaling back into table, exhale into child's pose. You can either keep the feet straight behind you, you can guide the big toes together, so you're creating a slight external rotation through the hip. You can play around with it too. You can also do rock backs but with adductor inner thigh stretch. So you're extending one leg out to the side, planting that foot on the side, and you're doing the same thing. But then I actually invite you to shift the breath a little bit. So with an inhale, you're shifting back. With an exhale, you're shifting forward, just to see how that feels. And then to make it a little bit more, I don't want to say advanced, but a little bit more investigative of where your pelvis is in space and how it feels to your body depending on where you are on your yoga journey. Pay attention to where your pelvis is in space, so you can play around with two things here as well. You can take, with the inhale, you're shifting back, keeping the pelvis in neutral, so think that you're guiding the tailbone towards the back wall, or as you're shifting back, you're dropping the tailbone down towards the floor, coming into more like a half child's pose variation. You can play around with it too, see what you're noticing within your body, what can you learn about your body. This is what makes it more fun. Go into yoga and just doing the poses to just do the poses. You're like, okay, I'm here for a workout. To me, that is kind of boring because we're out here, we live with pelvic pain, we're trying to understand our body better. How can you make it into more like an investigative journey? What can you actually learn about your body, about yourself along this journey, so that you actually feel more supported? And I think that's what shifted my own pelvic floor yoga journey, because I started practicing yoga just for the physical poses, and it was just like trying to get as deep as possible or as flexible as possible and make it into a workout. But then it kind of shifted into, okay, how can I start loving my body more through my yoga practice? And how can I start loving my body for what it is through my yoga practice and what I'm going through right now? So start to play around with it a little bit. Well, what can you actually learn about your body going through different variations of different poses? So that was number 6, table rockbacks, one of my favorites. Number 7, listen to episode 61 of the Pelvic Power Podcast. If you haven't listened to this yet, there's a meditation within this episode that you can listen to anytime. It's a really beautiful meditation. It's got really beautiful music within it. I loved this meditation when I created it, and it can just make you feel a bit more softness. It's called A Soft Place to Land. And yeah, practice it, see how it makes you feel. Of course, if you're driving right now or if you're listening to the podcast, maybe not, but maybe after you've come home or when you're done with this episode, you can press that, or you can click play on that podcast episode, or you can listen to it right before bed. I got some really nice messages about people listening to the meditation before bed, and it really helped with their sleep. So go and listen to episode 61 of the Pelvic Power Podcast. Number 8. Take 3 releasing breaths. You can do this right now. Let's do it together. So it doesn't matter if you're standing, if you're seated, just make sure that you feel safe, comfortable, that you feel supported, no matter where you choose to land. And you're going to take an inhale in through your nose, and then sigh out the exhale. You're going to take 2 more, just like that. See if you can make it a bit more releasing, a bit more louder, a little bit more oomph behind it. Let it go. One more. What are you letting go of? What are you releasing? And after you've taken that final exhale, how are you feeling right now? What are you noticing within yourself? Maybe you notice the shoulders dropping, that you unclench your jaw, that you let yourself land a bit deeper into this moment. That is some really, really great things that you can do for yourself. That's a great thing that you can do for yourself. Just take some releasing breaths, and you can be as loud as you want to be. If no one's around you, you're at home, you're feeling like, oh, I just need to let it go. I feel agitated in my body. Take 3 breaths. Really let yourself release anything that might feel stagnant in your body or in yourself. Number 9, drink some water. Drink some water. It is super important for you. It's important for your pelvic health. On that note, let's drink some water. As you can see, I've made my water bottle into my water bottle. I'm making my own. So I feel a little bit more connected to my water bottle in a sense, and then I drink more water. Drink water for your bladder, for your bowels, for your fascia. It's a recurring conversation or topic in this podcast episode. Drink your water. So many people are not drinking enough water, and I know that we're in this space because we live with probably pelvic tension, overactivity in our pelvic floor. And one of the symptoms of that could be that you feel like you need to go pee all the time, or that you can't get all the pee out. Does that make sense? Yeah, it does make sense. Like you can't empty properly. And then people stop drinking water because they think it's going to help, but it actually has the opposite effect. So your pelvic floor muscles being tight will also impact your bladder health. You drinking less water is not going to help with that overactivity that is going on within the pelvic bowl. Start practicing releasing your pelvic floor muscles instead. Go see a pelvic floor physical therapist. Just as a little side note here. Do something to support your pelvis. Oftentimes, I'm not saying always, it might not actually be the bladder. It might be your pelvic floor. Remember to drink your water. It is super important for your pelvic health. Number 10, the magic of a pause. Do you ever just stop what you're doing? Just pause and just feel into the moment a little bit, or just pause in general. This can be really regulating for your nervous system, just to take a pause. I do this sometimes when I'm teaching my yoga classes, especially towards the end. Like, obviously, I'm guiding people through meditation and I don't say much anyway. But in my yoga classes in real life, in the hot yoga classes, I always hand out a cold towel to everyone after the class. So when they're meditating, they get a cold little towel. And sometimes I just stop for a moment just to have a pause within whatever I'm doing right now, right then, right now. How often do you just stop your car just to have a pause? Or how often do you're out for a walk and you just stop, just have a little pause? Or you're wiping down the counter, pause. Brushing your teeth, pause. How can you let yourself experience a pause just to slow down a little bit, not to just rush through life? And that can be really hard. It can feel really challenging to actually do that. But I invite you to try. Pee and poo when you need to. Does that rhyme? Almost. Not only peeing and pooing when you need to do that and you're holding it in, that's going to affect your pelvic health. Also, you peeing and pooing when you need to, that is you honoring your nervous system cues. So we're out here, we're working on feeling better. How can you do even better in that? So peeing and pooing when you have to. Go to the washroom. Don't hold it in. There's no need to. Don't hold it in. Go to the washroom. It's good for your nervous system. It's good for your pelvic health. It's good for your pelvic floor. Go when you need to. Pee and poo when you need to. Join the Pelvic Health Yoga membership. I love this space so much. The energy and the love within this community when we meet up for live classes it is just very magical, and it's something different. We come together and we chat before class, we chat after class, we get to know each other. It's actually a space, and I'm so grateful that we have each other. And it's just so easy to practice from home. One of my students, she said that, I love that you make it so accessible because I don't have to get into my car to go to the gym. I can just put on my most comfiest clothes and go down into the basement, and then there you are. It's so easy. And then it's so much more than just the yoga as well. It's just coming in the energy. Like, we have so many people that are going through surgeries and things like that. And they're like, oh, I don't know what I will be able to do in today's class. And then they come to class and they're like, just being in that energy is healing in itself. Just lying there, being able to connect with your breath, it's healing in itself. So join the Pelvic Health Yoga membership. It's a new year. I would love to have you. I would love to connect more with you, get to know you better, because you deserve to live with less pain. So come join us. Number 13, put your phone down. Put your phone down. This is one thing that I'm also working on. I have a hard time not being on my phone. A really hard time. I'm spending less time on social media right now, which is really great for my mental health and overall health. We don't know, well, we do know a little bit, but it hasn't been around for that long. But I mean, I'm turning 36 next week. Or well, this week. It's my birthday week or birth week. Woo! But we don't know. I'm 36 right now. How is my health going to be at 80? Because we have the technology that we do today. We're looking at screens all day long. We're dialed up all day long. Also, being reachable all the time is fucking draining. Like, people that know me, that text me, I am not the best texter. I like texting. It's just, it stresses me the fuck out. And I know that some people are like, okay, why is she so bad at texting? It's just the thing. I'm just like, if you want to be my friend, I'm really bad at texting. I will send you a voice note, and if you need something, call me. I will pick up. I will send you a voice note all day. I'm really great at recording podcasts, so I will send you a voice note, and it will be a long voice note. But just being reachable all the time, I don't think that that's healthy for us. Like, I don't think that that's the life we're supposed to live. So put your phone down. Put it away. When are you out of habit? This is a scary part. I've noticed sometimes if I see one of my books, or if I did that this morning. I was looking for my pen and I see my planner, and I was like, oh, maybe my pen is in there. And you know what I do on my planner? I click it with my finger, because I tap on my phone. So I tap my freaking planner. Like, that is scary to me. When are you watching a movie without being on your phone? Like, this is something that I do, and then I know that, okay, I'm not getting the stimuli that I need from this TV show right now. That's why I'm picking up my phone. Where can I get more stimuli? Where can I get more of an endorphin, because this isn't doing it for me right now? Put your foot down. I'm putting my foot down. Put your phone down, because I feel like sometimes we shouldn't be on our phones. When you're hanging out with friends and family, do you feel like you have to check your phone? I do too. Like, there's no judgment in this space. I'm just saying, start to think about it. How much time are you actually spending on your phone? When I teach a yoga class in real life, after the yoga class, I'm not even kidding. The moment I end the yoga class, people pick up their phone. Entire front row, just on their phone, straight away. Why do you even have your phone in that room? I'm sorry. Why is your phone in that room? You're here to practice yoga, to distance yourself from the external and go inwards. Why is your phone in this room? And it's just so funny to witness. And that's also the thing, like we were talking about in the beginning. Notice your posture when you're out for a walk, when you're gazing up, when you're looking at people, you're looking at the world. Are you always on your phone? Imagine all the connections that you're missing because you're walking around on your phone. This is something that I think about when I'm going through the gym, for example. When I'm about to do a workout, maybe I'm looking for music or whatever. I'm checking my messages before I'm going to do a workout because this is me time. But then I'm like, no, okay, can I walk through the gym without being on my phone? And some days I just want to be on my phone because I just want to hide, because I know so many people at the gym and I don't really feel like having a conversation, which is completely valid. But how much am I actually putting myself in my phone, sinking into my phone? So put your phone down. And that was number 13. I think we're going to wrap it up here and we're going to do a second part. It's going to be a 2-part. This is the first part of this list that I have created. And I hope that you gain some insight and some thoughts about maybe how you're showing up in your life, what you can adjust, what you can change to support yourself even more. Again, these are easy things that you can do, things that you can start to implement right now. Like all these things that I mentioned, basically all of them you can do right now as you're just listening to this episode. We actually did 2 of them, the releasing breath and the butterfly taps. Or the sternum taps. Was there anything else that we did? We drank water. So what else can you do right now? All these things to support yourself a little bit more. I hope that you're enjoying the new year. If you haven't done your 3-month bingo card yet, go do so. I'm going to do a 3-month bingo card when the new year is coming. It's coming now in the next couple of days as I'm recording this. And then we'll do it again in 3 months. Do your 3-month bingo card. What kind of vibe do you want to see these next 3 months? What do you want to focus on? Is there anything that you want to do? Put that on a bingo card and then go and support your beautiful body, your beautiful self. I'll see you back here soon for the next part. I love you. Thanks for joining in. Bye.